my viewers, how you doing? I hope you all are doing great. Thank you so much for stopping by here on my tutorial. On today's tutorial, we are going to be cutting styles. We are going to be cutting a bralette, bikini, a play suit. So this is what we are going to be doing today. This style is very easy to make. I hope you like this. So I'll be using my lining, my interfacing, my fabric. Okay, so those are the material we'll be using for the tutorial. Kindly subscribe to my channel and then hit the notification bell to get you an update anytime I upload my new videos. I'm taking the measurement from the mannequin because mannequin is going to wear this beautiful bikini we are going to make. Nipple to nipple is 7 inches plus 1 inch divided into 2, as you all know. And then I'll be taking the underbust because this bralette is going to stop at underbust. Okay, so it's going to stop at that point. So we have 13.5, and then I'm taking the measurement of the crotch. So you can also take your crotch measurement this way. Okay, you can take it like so. So here we have 25 inches. Okay, and 3 inches is good for me to curve the crotch. So divided into 2 is going to give me 1.5 plus 0.5 for joining allowance. So bust measurement we are working with is 37 inches. Under bust is 13.5. Okay, so the bust point is 10 inches and the round under bust is 28 inches. So nipple to nipple is 7 inches like I measured from the mannequin. Okay, so those are the measurements we'll be needing for the bralette, and the crotch measurement is 25 inches. Is going to be divided into 2. So this is going to give us 12.5, and then I will be adding 0.5 to this 12.5 for joining allowance, making 13 inches. I hope you get it. So 37 inches divided into 2 is going to give me 18.5. Okay, so this is what I will be working with. You know, we are making use of the front measurement. So I'll be taking 5 inches off. I'm taking 5 inches off, and then from that point I'll be marking 10 inches for the bust point, that is a measurement from the shoulder to your nipple. So here I have 13 inches for the underbust, and I'm going to add 0.5 like I said, making 14 inches. So this is what I'll be marking. So I will use my long ruler to do this. Okay, so I want to connect the 0.5 for joining allowance, and then I'm going to fold it. I'm folding it to get the middle, the midpoint. So this is bust point. This is our bust point, and here is our underbust and allowance 0.5 I included. Okay, so this is our bust point. Now I'm going to measure 9.25. That's 9 1/4. You know, this is on fold. Okay, so I'm measuring 9 1/4. So I divided my bust measurement into 4. So this gives me 9 1/4, 9.25. So this is what I'll be marking. I want to mark this to get the center line. Okay, so this is what I'm marking here. I'm marking it on the bust point, and then I'm going to mark it to the allowance. Okay, So now I got the center front, that is the mid or point, and then I'm going to roll it with the marker. So from this I have 9.25. I'm marking 9.25. I have more than 9.25, but I'm marking on 9.25 because I still need allowance. So this is 9.25 here, and then I'm going to roll it to the allowance at that point. Okay. So this is my center line. All right. Here I will be labeling here 1 and 2 so that I don't get confused. Okay. So we are using 7 inches at that point, and here we are using 4 inches, and this measurement is varying. Okay. So that's why I numbered this pattern. So having done this, I'm marking nipple to nipple, which is 4 inches. Like I said, I will mark it to the bust point, into the, I'm marking it, okay, and then I'm going to connect it. So I'm connecting the nipple to nipple measurement. And then I'm going to mark 4 inches to complete the marking. Okay, I'm marking it to the base. 4 inches, making 8 inches, which is my nipple to nipple. And then I'm going to connect the dots I made. I hope you saw this. So here I'm going to use 3.5. Okay, so I'm marking 3.5 from the number 2, and number 1 I'm going to mark 4 inches. It's 4 inches already. So from this center line, I'm taking 1 inch from the both sides. 1 inch from the both side of the center line. And then, we mark 3.5 here, and this 3.5, you are going to divide this 3.5 into 2 before you can achieve your cup. So here I have like 1.75, and I'm marking 1.75. And then here we have 4 inches, if you can still remember. So divided into 2 is going to give us 2 inches. Okay, 1.75 at that side and 2 inches at this point. And then I'm going to connect this way to 1 inch. I'm connecting this 1 inch to the bust point. To my bust point, 1 inch I took from the both sides of the center line. So this is what I'm connecting to 1 inch. Okay, and then I'll be connecting 1.75 to my bust point as well. Okay, I'm placing my cuff ruler to do this so that it can come out nice. I hope you saw this. And then 2 inches to the bust point. These are opportunity for you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your family and friends. Okay, and then from that point I'm connecting to the other side to complete the whole cup. Okay, and these 2 inches I'm connecting into the nipple to nipple. I hope you saw this. So I'm trying to blend the edges because I don't want to have sharp edges. Our breast is round and not pointed or sharp. Okay, so that's the essence of blending at that side. So this is what I have. If you can follow this method, I'm telling you, you will achieve what you want. So I'm labeling it again, A and B. So A is number 1 and B is number 2. Okay. So guys, you are going to cut 2 of this. You are cutting 2 of A and you are cutting 2 of B. And then you are cutting lining to both of them after joining them together. So guys, I'm cutting right here. Make sure you don't have sharp edges. Okay, at that point I'm going to cuff it, cuffing my hand. So I'm cutting it this way. So this is what you are going to have after cutting. So this is what you are going to have after cutting. I hope you like this. It's simple to cut, very simple. Okay, so I'm labeling it again because I don't want to mix them together. Okay, so I'll go ahead and place it on my fabric and then add 0.5 to it. I'm adding 0.5 to both 1 and 2, and then I'm going to cut. Okay guys, I placed my pattern on my fabric and I'm adding 0.5 like I said, and I will be cutting 2 of this, and then I'm going to cut the lining to turn it over. So I'm cutting it right here. I added 0.5 like I said, so I'm cutting on 0.5 and not on my pattern. As you can see, I'm cutting on 0.5 here. I added 0.5. So I'm cutting number 2. So I'm adding 0.5 again to number 2. I'm adding 0.5. The journey allowance. Okay. So I will add it at that point. So this is what I'm adding, and then after adding 0.5, I'm going to cut it. So I'm cutting it right here. I'm cutting number 2. I've added 0.5 and then I'm cutting it. Okay. So guys, I have my number 1 and number 2. So I'll be taking one of number 1 and place it on that side and one of number 2. Okay, and then I will join it on my machine and add my interfacing to it. Then I'm going to use my lining to turn it over. So I added my interfacing, and then I used my iron to give it a good press. So I'm going to my machine and start the joining. Okay, so guys, this is the lining I want to use to turn it. So I cut the lining the same way I cut the main fabric, and I cut the strap. So I'm going to place this strap like so, and then use my lining to cover it up, and then I will use my pin to hold it down before joining. So this is what I want to do here. So I've used my lining to hold it down, and then I will join it at that point. So I want to remove my pin after joining. So this is what we are going to have. I'm pulling it. I want to turn it for you to see. So this is what I'm doing. So this is what we are going to have. Okay. Thank you for being there, guys. This is all what we have for bralette. I hope you like this. I told you it's simple to make. Okay. So this is what we have, and then I'm going to use band to cover that or edges up. So the round of the underbust is 28 inches. So this band is going to have an elastic at the back to hold it down. So I'm reducing the length of the band from 28 inches to my desired measurement. So this is what I will be doing. You can choose any measurement you want to cut and replace it with your elastic. So this is what I will be doing here. As you can see, this is just 8 inches. So if you unfold it, it's going to give you 16 inches. And we have 28 inches. So I will use the elastic to complete the band. Okay. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Hit the notification bell to get you an update anytime I upload my new videos. I will be notching both upper part and down part. Okay, so this notching is going to guide me to place the bralette properly. So on the notching part, I'm placing the bralette on the notching part. So I cut 2 of the band. I will use one to cover it, to turn it over. So I'm going to place this bralette, this cup, on notching part, and I'm going to place the other one as well. On same notching part. Don't place it, don't lap it on each other. Place it on the notching part beside each other. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do here. And then I'm using this one to cover it up. So I will place this one, and after placing this one, I will use my pin to hold it down, and then I'm going to join it from that part and leave the 2 sides for the elastic. This is what you are going to have after using your pin to hold it down, and then you are going to sew it like that. I'm joining the band. I'm joining it right here. I'm through with joining. So guys, I'm through with joining of the band, and then I'm folding the lower part, and then I will top stitch on this part. Okay, and that's the two sides. I'll be using the elastic for the two sides, so I'll sew on that part. I hope you saw this. So I've added the elastic. So this is how it looks like. Is this not beautiful? It's very simple to make. I love this. I know you like it. Here's my pattern paper on the table to draft the bikini. The crotch measurement we are using is 12.5. I added 0.5 for joining, so this is going to give me 13 inches. And then I will be marking on this 13 inches. So we have 12.5. 25 inches divided into 2 is going to give us 12.5. As you can see, when I was measuring it on the mannequin, we have 25 inches for the crotch, and then you are going to divide crotch into 2. Gives me 12.5. I added 0.5 for joining allowance, so this makes the crotch length 13 inches. So the waist measurement is 25 inches. So 25 inches divided into 4 is going to give me like 6.5. Okay, so this is what I will be marking. I'll be marking 25 inches divided into 4. I hope you understand this. Okay, and then I'm going to place my ruler to mark the crotch length. So I'm marking the crotch length 13 inches from the base. So to cuff my crotch, I told you 3 inches is good for me. So I'll be, I'm cutting on fold, and then I will be dividing this 3 inches into 2, gives me 1.5, and then I'm going to add 0.5 for joining allowance. So this is going to give me 2 inches. So I'll be placing 2 inches. 2 inches is fine. And you could do more than that. You could do 3 inches, but 2 inches is fine for what I want to do today. And here from the base, I'm going to come down 4 or 4.5, 5 inches, 4 inches, depending on how low you want it. So you can mark 4 inches, you can do 5 inches. So I marked 5 inches, and then I will be connecting these 5 inches to 2 inches, the crotch cord. So I'm making dots to get it done. Okay, and then I'm placing my cuff ruler to blend it. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm blending it with my cuff ruler, and then I'm going to mark this part. I'm straightening it because it's going to come out in straight shape. Okay, so I'm going to cut. So I'm cutting gently. I'm cutting the shape I made. Our pant is ready. This beautiful bikini is ready. This is lovely. This is how it's going to look like. I hope you like this. I'm sure you will make yours. So this is the front pattern. Okay, so we are going to cut the back now. So I placed front pattern on the remaining pattern paper to bring the back or pattern out. So I'm going to add 0.5 at that point because we are cutting back, and you could decide not to add 0.5. This is your preference, okay? But I want to include 0.5 since we are cutting back pattern for the bikini. And then I'm going to blend this with my curve ruler before I cut it out. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is lovely and amazing. This is amazing and lovely. So I'm going to cut. And after cutting, I'm going to place it on my fabric and cut it like so. Then our beautiful bikini is ready. I know you want to see. I'm sure you like it. So this is what we have for both fronts and back of our bikini. It's simple to cut, it's simple to sew. So I'll go ahead and label this one back pattern. So the difference between front and back is just 0.5. And you can decide not to add 0.5 to the back pattern of yours. Okay? So I'm going to reduce the waist because we are adding an elastic. So I'm going to cut like 2.5 from the normal waist measurement because it's going to have elastic. So the elastic we are going to add to it is going to we are going to use it to complete the waist measurement. So this is what I'm marking, 2.5, and I'm going to cut it. Okay guys, I've cut it. So this is what I have. This is what I finally have. So I'm going to place it on the fabric and cut. Okay, so we're almost through. We're almost through with this bikini. So you're just going to sew at that point, and then I will cut line it to turn it over. So this is what I'm going to do right here. So guys, this is what I have. So this is my 2 inches, like I said, and here I still have my 5 inches. I hope you saw this 5 inches, and I use 2 inches to curve the crotch parts. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is gorgeous. So guys, I'm going to cut a back panel. So this is our front. I'm marking it, and then I'm going to cut the back. So I'm placing 0.5. I'm marking it 0.5 at that point. You know, on our drafting paper, we added 0.5, and we are going to add it back here on the fabric. So I'm cutting it right here. Okay, I want to cut the excess. So I'm cutting on 2.5. So this is what I will be cutting, 2.5. Because I will join my elastic on it. So the elastic is going to complete the waist measurement. So guys, this is what I have. I hope you saw this. Both front and back panel of the beautiful bikini we are making. This is lovely, simple to make, beginner friendly. This is beginners friendly. So this is my liner I want to use. So I'm cutting the lining the same way I cut the fabric. So this is what I'm cutting here. Cutting the lining, the machine lining. So this is second lining I'm cutting right here. I'm cutting the second lining, and then I'm going to use it to turn it. So this is what I have, both lining and fabric. So I will use my machine to join. I hope you saw this. So here is joining section. Now I'm through with joining, and then I'm going to place the lining. I cut lining the same way I cut the fabric, and I'm going to use my lining to turn it over. And then our bikini is ready. Bikini is ready to wear. And then I'm going to join at that point, and the other side I will join the waistline, and I'm going to leave the two sides for the elastic. Okay, so this is what I will be doing right here. So I'm going to place it this way and join. I'm joining it like so. I use my pin to hold it down so that it will be easy for me to join. So I'm going to my machine and start joining that part and this part as well. And then I'm going to join the waist and leave the sides because of the elastic I'm adding to this beautiful bikini. So this is what I'm doing here. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to my machine now and start joining. So I'm joining here. So this joining section, I'm done with joining. So after joining, I'm going to notch it. I'm notching it. You know, I used lining to turn it, so I have to notch it. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm trimming the excess at that side, and then I'm going to notch. So notching is good. It's going to make it lay properly. Here I want to remove the pin. I'm removing my pin, and then I'm going to turn it from that side I did not sew. I left that side unsew because of elastic and turning. Okay, so this is what you are going to have. Our bikini is almost ready. So this is what we are going to have. Okay. So I'm going to measure. We have 9 inches. Okay, and then I'm using this elastic to complete the waistline like I said. So I'll be cutting 2.5. I'll be needing 2 inches, but because of joining allowance, so I added 0.5 to it. So 2.5. I'll cut 3 for this side, and the other one I'm going to cut 3 of it. So I'm cutting on fold 2.5. So this is going to give me 5 inches this way. So this is it. So I'll be attaching it to the sides of the bikini. So I'm going to pipe it this way, and then I will insert the elastic inside like so. I'm inserting it like so. So this is how it's going to look like. So I use my pin to hold it down, and then I'm going to my machine and join it together. So I'll join at that point, and the other side I'm going to join as well. Okay. Oh my God, this is what we have. This is what we achieve. This is very, very easy to make. It's very, very perfect. So this is the elastic for the bralette, both bralette and the bikini. I hope you like this. I hope you are going to make yours. This is very, very perfect. Like this video. Share with your family and friends. If you like what I'm doing here, please like my videos. Like these videos. This is very, very beautiful. Hi good people, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by here on my channel, and if today is your first time of checking on this channel, you are definitely welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial we are going to be making a play suit with strap. So this is what we are going to be making today, and we'll be dividing the measurement into two, that is upper part and the lower part. You know, the lower part is like trouser, and the upper part is like tube. So that's why we are dividing the measurement into two. So this is what we are going to be making today. Okay, so kindly subscribe to this channel if you are here to. Tell a friend to like this video, share with your family and friends, and then hit the notification bell to get to an update as I will be uploading my new videos. So guys, first thing you are going to put into consideration is your thigh measurement. You know, we are folding by the thigh measurement, this trouser, okay? So you are not going to fold by your hip measurement. Although the hip measurement is 44 inches and we have 26 inches for the thigh measurement. So this thigh measurement, we are going to be dividing it into two. Okay? Thigh measurement is going to be divided into two, and this is going to give me 13 inches, while hip measurement, which is 44 inches, is going to be divided into 4, and this is going to give me 11 inches. So that shows that I will be folding my material or my paper or whatever we are using to make the trouser by thigh measurement. Okay, so this is 13 inches. Thigh measurement is 13 inches. 26 is the round of my thigh, then divided into two. This is going to give me 13 inches. Hip is 44 inches divided into 4. is going to give me 11 inches. So we are folding by thigh measurement. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. So guys, I'm marking marginal line at that point, and after this line I'm going to get my point, the measurement point. So here on today's tutorial I'll be using 8.5 for the hip point. So from the marginal line I'm marking 8.5 for the hip, 8.5 for the hip, and the crotch length I will be marking 13 inches. Okay, 13 inches for the crotch. For the crotch length, this is 13 inches. I'll be marking 13 inches. So this is my 13 inches. Okay, so this is a play suit, and this is not a jumpsuit. We are ending the measurement at the knee area. So we have 39 inches for the full length of the play suit with strap we are making, minus 16 inches, which is half length. So this is going to give me 23 inches. So I'm going to add 2 inches for joining allowance, this. So I'm adding 2 inches. So this is going to make it 25 inches. And then I'll connect the lines together. 23 inches is the length, and then I added 2 inches for joining allowance. I hope you get it. Okay. Having done this, we are going to mark the crotch. Okay. So what we are going to do to get your crotch marked is to divide the hip measurement into 4. So you are going to divide your hip measurement into 4, like the hip measurement we are working with on today's tutorial is 44 inches. 44 inches divided into 4, like I said, is going to give me 11 inches. And you are going to place your tape measure to get this 11 inches the way I'm placing mine. So you are going to mark 11 inches from the marginal line to the crotch line. Okay, and this is what I'm doing here. I'm marking hip measurement, which is 11 inches on the hip line, and then I'm going to connect the lines together. So I've connected the dots together. Okay, so I still have my 11 inches from the marginal line to the crotch line. Okay, so what you are going to do to get your curved on that point, you are going to place your tape measure diagonally this way, and then mark 1 inch. Okay, just place it diagonally this way and mark 1 inch, and then you can curve it. You can use your free end to curve it, and then you can use your French curve, that is the hip curve, to curve on that point. On that point of 1 inch you have marked. Okay, so this is perfect. So this is how you are going to mark your hole. Okay, now we are going to get the center line. Okay, as we have 13 inches for the thigh measurement, we have 26 inches for the thigh measurement divided into 2 gives us 13 inches, and we are dividing this 13 inches again into 2, so this is going to give us 6.5. Okay, 13 inches divided into 2 is going to give us 6.5. and you are going to place your tape measure to mark this 6.5 from the marginal line to the length of the play suit. Okay, so this is what I'm marking here, 6.5, and I'll be marking it at that point to create the center line. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, 6.5, I'm marking 6.5. I hope you saw this. So I have 18 inches for the round of my knee. So I'm going to divide this 18 inches to the both sides. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing. So 18 inches divided into 2. So 18 inches divided into 2, this is going to give me 9 inches. So this 9 inches, I'm still going to divide it into 2, so it gives me 4.5. So I'm placing 4.5 on the both sides. Okay, you know I'm cutting on fold. So this is 4.5. I'm placing it. I'm marking 4.5 on that point. And here I'll be marking 4.5. Okay, so this is what I'll be doing here. I hope you saw this. So now I want to mark out my waist measurement. So I have 32 inches for my waist measurement, and I will be marking on the point of this 13 inches, you know, on the point of 11 inches, sorry. So on that point, so I marked my waist measurement. And then on my hip line, I'm going to add 0.5. I'll be adding 0.5 on the hip line. On my knee, I'll be adding 0.5 for the both sides. Okay, 0.5 here, and I'm going to add 0.5 to the other side. I hope you saw this. So I'm going to connect together. So I'll be marking here. I'm connecting from the waistline to my hip line, and then I'm going to use my long ruler to connect to the knee length. So this is what I want to mark here. I hope you saw this. Okay, and then I'm going to connect the crotch to the length at the other side. I hope you saw this. Okay. Here is the back of pattern. So I'm marking 13 inches like back front panel. You know, we have 13 inches for the half of our thigh measurement. So this is what I'm marking here. Okay, so 13 inches from the marginal line to the length of the play suit with strap we are making. So this is what I'm marking here. Okay, 13 inches. And then I'm going to connect the dot I made together. So I'm connecting these dots. I have very small and short ruler. Okay, so this is what I'm marking. So I'm marking it, and then I'm going to connect it at the lower part. So guys, I want to get the center line 6.5. So I'm marking 6.5 to get the center line. Okay, and then I'm going to connect the dots. Okay guys, I'm marking the hip point, and then I'm going to mark the crotch length. So this is what I'm doing here, and then I want to roll it with my ruler. So this is what I'm doing. The crotch, I'm rolling the crotch. And then I'm dividing the hip measurement 11 inches. So this is what I will be marking to the crotch. I'm marking this 11 inches to the crotch length. Okay, 11 inches. So I'll be marking it on the hip point. So this is my hip and this is my crotch. The crotch line and the hip line, and this is my waistline. And then I'm going to mark the line. I'm connecting the dots 11 inches from the marginal line, which is my waistline, to the crotch length. So this is what I'm marking. Okay, so to cuff this, you are going to, so this is what we are going to do. To cuff it, you are placing your cuff roller, you know, in front panel. We cuff with 1 inch, we cuff this with 1 inch, and here you are going to add 1.5 or 2 inches to the crotch length. So this is what I'm adding, and then I'm going to place the cuff ruler to cuff what I've marked. I added 2 inches, and you could do 1.5. Okay, so this is what I'll be marking. You know, in front panel, I did not add anything to the crotch length, but back panel is different. You are going to add 1 inch, sorry, 1.5 or 2 inches. So I added 2 inches to the crotch length for the back panel. Okay, so at that point I'm measuring the darts. I took 4 inches for my darts, and then I measure 4 inches down. Then I connect the 2 dots together. I'll be taking 0.5 from the both sides to create the dots. So this is what I want to mark. I want to mark it to create the dots. I hope you saw this. Okay, we are moving on. So this is the knee length. I have 4.5 for the both sides, and this is what I'm marking here. 4.5 for the both sides, and here I'll be marking 8 inches, and I took 1 inch for that. I'm replacing it, and then I'm going to add 0.5 or quarter an inch on my hip points. Okay, This is what I have for the front pattern, and I will go ahead and label this as back pattern, and you are going to cut 2 of this. Okay, so you are cutting 2 of this. So this is our front pattern. I'm placing the front pattern, and then what I'm going to do is I want to check the crotch measurement. Okay, you are placing your tape measure to measure it. Maybe we still have 13 inches, so it's more than 13 inches. So this is our 13 inches. So we have perfect measurements. Okay, all right. Thank you for being there, guys. We have come to where we are going to use the second measurement. You know, we have two first and second measurements. So this is upper part of the play suit we are making, and the chest measurement we are going to be consider chest measurement, which is 33 inches divided into 4, is going to give me 8.25. That's 8 1/4, and I'm going to place it. I'm going to mark 8 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to mark the half length, which is 16 inches, like I said, and on this half length I'll be marking the waist measurement. Okay, so I want to mark this 16 inches, and then I'm going to roll the dots I made. Okay, so I'm going to be marking on the point of this 16 inches. So I'm connecting the dots together, and then I'm going to mark the chest line. So on this half length, I'm going to place the quarter of my waist measurement, which is 32 inches divided into 4. Is going to give me 8 inches, and I'm going to include 1 inch that, because I'm going to use that. Okay, so I'm going to have a straight shape at that point for the chest line. So I'm slanting that part to create an armhole for me. Okay, so that part I'm slanting it to create a armhole. This is just like cutting off an off shoulder. Okay, I hope you saw this. So I'm going to place the nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. So whatever you are having for your nipple to nipple, just place it and mark it. So this is what I'm marking here. I'm going to connect it. I'm connecting from the upper chest to the half length, which is my waistline. And then I'm going to take 0.5 from the both sides. So I will connect to the waistline, 0.5 from the chest line to the waistline, and I will go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. So this is what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm connecting to the waistline, and then I'm going to cut it like so. Alright guys, thank you for being there. This is the back pattern. So the back pattern is always lower than the front pattern. If you are cutting tube, we are making tube, it's going to be lower than the front pattern. So I'll be cutting this. I still have 16 inches, so I'll be cutting 2.5. So 2.5 is good. I'll be cutting 2.5 from the back length. Okay, so this is what I want to do. 2.5. So this is what I'm cutting here, and then I'm cutting it on this one. I've included my zipper allowance because this our play suit is going to have zip at the back, so I'll be cutting it. Okay, so this front panel, I placed front panel on the back panel. As you can see, it's longer than the back panel. I included my zipper allowance. Okay, I hope you saw this. So this back panel is shorter than the front panel, 2.5, like I said. Okay, so I will place this pattern on the fabric I want to use, and then I will be showing you step by step as I will be sewing this play suit. Alright guys, this material I want to use to make the play suit, I'm going to place it on my pattern paper and start cutting. I've joined upper part and down part together. I hope you saw this. So this is very nice. I inserted that at the front panel. So I'm going to join the zip at the back panel, okay? And then I'm going to add my strap. After joining of this zip, I'm going to add the strap, okay? I told you it's going to have a strap, okay? So the measurements I used for this strap is just 25 inches. The length is 25 inches and the wideness of the strap is 2.5. So I'm just going to place it diagonally this way and the other one. So this is how I'm going to join it, and I'm going to cut facing. I'm placing facing on it this way, okay? And then I'm going to place it on the back panel and sew like so. Okay guys, this is the facing I cut, and then I've ironed the strap I want to use, okay? So I turned it over, and then I ironed it, and then I'm going to place it and the facing. I'm placing it, and then I place the facing I cut on it this way. So I'm placing it on this point with 0.5. Okay? And then I'm going to place the other one. So I'm going to use the facing to cover it up. And then I use my pin to hold it down. Then join like so. So I want to, this is 0.5. I will sew on 0.5. So alright guys, I use my pin to hold it down. Then I'm good to join. So I'm going to join it on my machine right here. Alright guys, I'm through with sewing. So this is what we have. This is what we have after joining with facing. I hope you saw this. So I'm going to use my needle and thread to tack it. I'm holding it at that point. I'm holding it down. Okay, so this is what we have. We have come to the end of today's tutorial on a play suit with strap. Like this video, share with your family and friends, and then hit the notification bell down there to get an update as I will be uploading my new videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.